A defeat too far. Fan fury erupts at Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur find themselves in turmoil. A recent 4-1 drubbing at the hands of Leicester City proved to be the tipping point for already disgruntled fans. Chants of Levy out echoed around the stadium, a clear sign of the fans' growing frustration. The defeat to Leicester was not an isolated incident. Fans have grown increasingly disillusioned with the direction of the club. The once promising project under former manager Mauricio Pochettino has crumbled, leaving behind a sense of unfulfilled potential. The blame for the current predicament is being laid squarely at the feet of Chairman Daniel Levy. Fans argue that his reluctance to invest heavily in the squad has left the team ill-equipped to challenge for major honors. The atmosphere at Tottenham is toxic, exposing deep divisions between the club's hierarchy and its supporters. Postecoglou under fire. Can he weather the storm? Ange Postecoglou, the man tasked with steering Tottenham through this turbulent period, finds himself under immense pressure. The Australian manager arrived at the club with a burgeoning reputation, having achieved success in his native country and with Celtic in Scotland. However, the current crisis at Tottenham represents the biggest challenge of his managerial career. Postecoglou has inherited a squad lacking in depth and quality. The departure of star striker Harry Kane to Bayern Munich has left a gaping hole in the team's attack. Despite the difficult circumstances, Postecoglou has remained defiant. He has spoken of his belief in his players and his commitment to implementing his attacking philosophy. However, patience is wearing thin amongst the Tottenham faithful. The manner of the defeat to Leicester has raised serious doubts about Postecoglou's ability to turn the tide. Postecoglou needs to find a way to galvanize this struggling Tottenham side, and quickly, or he risks becoming another casualty of the crisis engulfing the club. Injury woes deepen Tottenham's crisis. As if the situation at Tottenham wasn't already dire enough, a spate of injuries has further decimated the squad. Key players have been sidelined, leaving Postecoglou with limited options and forcing him to field weakened lineups. The injury crisis has exposed the lack of depth in the squad, and highlighted the club's failure to adequately invest in reinforcements. The absence of Rodrigo Bentancur, Tottenham's dynamic Uruguayan midfielder, has been particularly keenly felt. Adding to Postecoglou's woes is the absence of Christian Romero, Tottenham's combative Argentine defender. Romero's aggression and reading of the game make him a vital cog in the Tottenham backline. The injury crisis has exacerbated the existing problems at Tottenham. The lack of available replacements has also placed a heavy burden on the remaining fit players, leading to fatigue and a drop in performance levels. The patience of Tottenham fans has finally snapped. The defeat to Leicester proved to be the final straw, igniting a wave of protests and calls for Daniel Levy to step down as chairman. Fans argue that Levy's reign has been characterized by unfulfilled promises and a lack of ambition, leaving the club stuck in a perpetual cycle of mediocrity. Levy's critics point to his transfer dealings as evidence of his failings. They argue that his frugal approach to the market has left the squad short of quality and unable to compete with the Premier League's elite. The sale of Harry Kane, while financially lucrative, has been particularly difficult for fans to stomach. The protests against Levy are a clear sign that the relationship between the club's hierarchy and its supporters has broken down. Fans feel that their concerns are being ignored and that their loyalty is being taken for granted. The current crisis at Tottenham is not an isolated incident. It is the culmination of years of frustration and unfulfilled potential. Despite moments of promise, the club has consistently fallen short of expectations, leaving fans yearning for the glory days of the past. Tottenham's last major trophy came back in 2008 when they lifted the League Cup. Since then, they have come close on a number of occasions, reaching the Champions League final in 2019 and finishing runners-up in the Premier League in 2017. However, these near misses have only served to intensify the feeling that Tottenham are a club perpetually on the cusp of greatness, but never quite able to take that final step. The appointment of Mauricio Pochettino as manager in 2014 brought about a period of renewed optimism. Pochettino's high-pressing, attacking style of play was a breath of fresh air, and he led the club to 4 consecutive top-4 finishes in the Premier League. The future looks bleak for Tottenham Hotspur. The club is in crisis, with fans disillusioned, the manager under pressure, and the squad ravaged by injuries. The defeat to Leicester has exposed the deep-rooted problems at the club, and it is difficult to see a way forward without significant changes. The first priority for Tottenham must be to address the discontent amongst the fan base. This will require a clear articulation of the club's vision for the future, and a commitment to open and honest communication with supporters. Levy, in particular, needs to rebuild trust with the fans. He needs to demonstrate that he understands their concerns, and that he is committed to putting the club's on-field success ahead of financial considerations. On the pitch, Postecoglou faces a monumental task. He needs to find a way to galvanize this struggling Tottenham side and instill a winning mentality. The January transfer window will be crucial for bringing in players who fit his philosophy and can improve the overall quality of the squad.